The following is part 4 of a Barefoot Lawyer Reports interview with Reggie Littlejohn. To listen to the other parts, please check the link in the description. Now, when was the first time you talked to Guangcheng and or met him in person? What was that
Oh,
like?
no. Okay, I'll tell you about both of those. The first time I spoke with Guangcheng was I was on a Voice of America interview, and they warned me. They said Chen Guangcheng is planning to call into this interview with you. I'm
Nice.
glad they did because I probably would have fainted in the interview if they hadn't told me ahead of time.
Huh.
So
Mhm.
so this was when he was in the hospital.
Mm.
He had broken his foot, right?
Yes.
He had broken his foot. And he had some other problems as well. So he was in the hospital where he did not want to be, because when you're in the hospital, you're under the authority of the Chinese Communist Party. He wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be in the embassy, but that's
Mm.
again, that's a whole part of the drama. Um, so I was on Voice of America advocating for him, advocating to the U.S., to the Chinese government to let him go, advocating to the American government to let him in. And then this voice comes in. It felt like it was coming in from heaven or something. It was like this is the voice of Chen Guangcheng, and I was able to speak with him through translators at Voice of America on air. I don't know how many millions of people, in China were listening to Voice of America at that moment, but that was absolutely unforgettable. Um,
Mm.
Now, and one of the heights of my entire career as an advocate, or as an activist. I mean, number one, when Chen Guangcheng touched down on U.S. soil was one of the most unbelievable moments of my entire life. I mean, usually when you advocate for an activist, they end up dying, okay, or something.
Mm.
It's never like they come to the United States and they're there and then they,
Yeah.
become your friend. As you know, Chen Guangcheng and I are very, very close friends at this.
Yes.
Um, so so then you asked about, so then after doing all this advocacy on Voice of America, I must have appeared at least 10 times, could be 20 times on Voice of America on the issue of Chen Guangcheng. When Chen Guangcheng came to the United States and he gave his first interview on Voice of America, himself in person, I was the one who was with him. They invited me to join him in
Mm.
that interview. Now,
Wow.
also, when he came to the United States, I had brought him some red roses to give to him, but he apparently was really sick. Like, I guess there was too much excitement in the plane and all the rest of it, motion sickness maybe. I couldn't see him when he first touched down. So later, I don't know, weeks later, I flew back to New York to meet with him. And that again was one of the most incredible moments of my entire life, when he and his wife came through the door, and there he was with his foot in a cast. And he gave me such a strong hug that it lifted me off the ground, off the ground. And we sat there with the translator for probably an hour and a half. And Guangcheng and I were both like shaking. I mean, it was so emotional. I don't know
Mm.
that Beijing probably was too, but I mean, I was shaking, he was shaking, because it was an incredible meeting that he felt. So he said that people had said to him, if you have one person in the world to thank, or two people in the world to thank Reggie Littlejohn and thank the person who's running the Chen Wen-chen website. And I said, well, Guangcheng, I was running the Chen Wen-chen
That's
website.
great.
But he was very grateful to me for all I had done. And I was just inside out overjoyed to actually meet him and to be able to show him. It's kind of unbelievable that I was able to take him onto my website and show him the Chen Guangcheng page, which you can show, I sent you the link to that,
Yes.
and show him the sunglasses campaign, describing it to him, show him the video that we made, you show him all the signatures on the petition, all that, and it was just, it was incredible. It was absolutely
Mm.
incredible.
Well, this might flow into, a broader conversation because we'll shift focus soon to the other work that you've been doing uh, throughout knowing. Guangcheng, and then also since then, but or since helping to free him. But did you get any sort of pushback or resistance from the Communist Party or people you suspect who are from the Communist Party? And this can apply to both Guangcheng, but also on a broader scale, the activist work you've done concerning China in general.
Well, I mean, very early on, there was a weird exchange I had with another organization where it came out that someone had created like an alternate email address for me and sent an email from me to this other organization, and that email had a virus in it. So they were spying on, the fact that I had a close relationship with this organization, and that this organization would likely open an attachment that I sent, and then it would destroy their records, and the text of the email was something that had come from my computer. It was notes to myself that I had never sent to anyone else. So it was clear that somebody had gone onto my computer, found a text of something I was thinking about currently, used that, created a different email address for me, an imposter email address, and sent it to this other organization with the intent of destroying that organization. So I got the FBI involved with that, and
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, so anyway, and they were very helpful. So that was something that I that was an encounter I think I had with the Chinese Communist Party. But my feeling is that I am not nearly as much at risk as people who are Chinese nationals. I mean, just think of this. I'm a non-Chinese American advocating on behalf of China. Think about what Chen Guangcheng did as a Chinese citizen in China, saying the same things. He and I were saying very similar things, but I could do it with almost with impunity here, whereas what he did it almost cost him and his family their freedom and their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the real heroes. People say, "Oh, you're so heroic," and I'm like, I'm nothing compared to the Chinese people who are doing this.
Well, and even while he's been in America, and we've had podcasts in the past that have covered this, but he suspected that there have been agents or people who've come after him and his family, even while he's in the States like that, So, but thank God, he's loving where he is right now, especially at Catholic University's Center for Human Rights. Reggie, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everything that you've done for human rights, and especially for Guangcheng. And as you said, he's it's always great to see you guys in people together, and you're such good friends, and he loves you so much, and we at the Center for Human Rights love you as well. Thank you, Reggie.
Well, thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to be his friend, and I love him too and his whole family. So it's just a wonderful thing, and congratulations to you for all the wonderful things that you're doing as well.
Yeah, thank you. And we appreciate all of our listeners on the Barefoot Lawyer Reports on China. We encourage you all to share this podcast across Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and our other platforms. We'll see you guys next time. This week, the Barefoot Lawyer Reports on China remembers the beginning of the Tiananmen Square protests, which resulted in the massacre of thousands of pro-democracy activists in communist China. Chen Guangcheng will release a statement and reflection during the week of June 3rd, which marks the anniversary of the Communist Party's suppression of these protests.